Hello and welcome back to Wednesday in our build up to Black Friday, looking at all the deals on the internet. Today's video is going to be a little bit different from all of the others, largely because this is one where I'm not going to include many deals from the USA. I don't think I'm going to mention any deals for the USA in the entirety of this video. It doesn't mean that if you are in the US you can't see these deals or see if the deals are still appropriate in your region, but the last 2 days it's clearly been highlighted by myself as well in the video that the USA seems to have the bulk of any kind of deals on Black Friday or any of these sales events. Whether it's rampant naked commercialism or just general buying power, you generally find more deals over there. So today's video I wanted to focus on all the other regions to find the best deals I can. So I've got 4 or 5 different regions that we're talking about. So I've added them all to the link in the article in the description as always. And if you want to check out the previous day's videos, because I'd say about half of the deals we've talked about so far are listed on there and they're linked in that article as well. And of course, there are links to a few other pages that I recommend you check out on there. And again, one of the things I want to talk about late in the video is a cheeky little deal here on the DS920 towards the end there. It's not the best deal I've seen, but it is worth talking about as a little indicator of things to come. So first and foremost, I want to talk about Australia. So if we have a look at the Australian Amazon website here, and I have looked at other websites, but it's got to be said again, maybe it's buying power, and I do mention quite a few other websites later in the video. But when you get into the slightly more infrequent Black Friday deal regions, you're finding that Amazon are pretty much the ones with the best deals out there, unfortunately. And there's 2 that I want to talk about here, and it's these 2. I was looking for QNAP deals on general shopping sites and, of course, Amazon as well. I noticed this one. Firstly, you've got the expansion, the 4-bay expansion device here. Again, that is a RAID 5 equipped system there. And again, that's fully populated with 12 terabytes of storage there. And of course, this one here, this 2-bay here, and I know 884 Australian dollars seems high. I'm going to talk a little bit about perspective in a bit. But this is a pre-populated 2x4 TB Ironwolf NAS driver 884. So to put that into perspective, so if we go into their individual pages, again, because I'm not in the region, I can't show a lot of the drop prices there. But if we have a look at how much these devices cost on their own, so that NAS on its own at 253D is $758. So it's an add-on there of about $130 or so for a couple of 4 TB drives in there, pre-populated. And remember, that's their quad-core prosumer 4 gig model there. And again, even if you break it down with the other one as well, yes, it's a DAS, but it's an expansion DAS that's pre-populated there. And this expansion works for pretty much any QNAP NAS there to add and bolt on a further 12 terabytes of storage. Just to put that into perspective, remember that, $1 Australian is, just over 50 pence, 54 pence. So if you look at the conversions for that cost, that's actually an absolutely banging deal, no matter where you are in the world. So next up, I want to talk about France. We've talked about a few offers in France before, but I've noticed each day or so, they're definitely doing some sort of staggered deals with regard to TerraMaster products. We've seen their Thunderbolt series, the USB series, and the NAS series, and they've got 10 GBE NASs having these kind of pop-up lightning style deals, or flash offer, or whatever you want to call them. And these are legitimately good deals when you're seeing RAID 5 USB enclosures here, which again, if you are just banging and attaching on a storage unit to your existing NAS as a logical direct backup, or as just a standard storage backup drive there, a RAID 5 equipped USB Type-C system that does dual RAID for €141 is a pretty damn fine deal. And again, there's a couple of others there which I believe the entire USB series is on offer right now. Now, we've seen some of the NAS stuff earlier in the week, and I will keep an eye open for if that 10 GBE or Thunderbolt stuff hits deal. But again, I recommend having a little look at those if you're looking at a RAID solution. Another thing that I've actually purchased in the UK already around about 4 days ago, I'm just waiting for the damn thing to arrive, is a PCIe Gen 4 adapter card. For those that aren't aware, even if you are looking at a lot of systems these days that are arriving with PCIe Gen 4 slots, a lot of these systems that have got these slots on board, unfortunately, unless they've been released maybe in the last 10 to 12 months, they probably don't have an M2 PCIe slot. They've got a PCIe slot with Gen 4, but not Gen 4 M2. And this is like a 12 euro adapter. I picked it up for 10 in the UK here. And it's a solid card. I've gone for it because it's been recommended to me. So if you're in France and you're running a PCIe Gen 4 system, but you don't have an M2 slot, this is a great gateway card in order to take advantage of those speeds. And I do personally recommend it. Going back to Canada here, I've got a couple of Canada deals here. First and foremost, on Amazon, very rare to find a half-decent Canadian Black Friday deal here. This one. This is an 8GB DDR4 slot, which I know a lot of you are like, that sounds boring as hell. Hear me out. If you're running a NAS that's been released in the last 2.5 years, there's every possibility that the memory slot on it is going to be DDR4 SODIMM memory. This is a memory upgrade card to add 8GB of storage to your system. Obviously, you've got to look at things like compatibility and support and maximum memory quantities, but this is a memory module that's supported by the majority of NASes that feature an Intel or an AMD, so that's an x86 64-bit processor, and to add 8GB of storage to your NAS for 35 Canadian dollars, that's a joke how cheap that is, to be perfectly honest. And again, that's 2,666 megahertz memory at that. Again, do double check about compatibility of single or dual rank memory on your system, but aside from that, that's probably one of the best memory deals I've seen around for a long time. Continuing on the subject of Canada, over on Newegg. They have done an offer on some of the Synology NAS series. Now, we're going to look at these ones predominantly. It took me a long time to get a decent search and filter to get all 4 of these on screen at once. Now, what's interesting here is when you look at them. You see here, we've got the 920 here. I've clicked on that and opened up a new window. And by default, it will list the 8GB model because it's trying to upsell. Don't bother with that. Go straight down to the 4GB model there. It's going down to 699 Canadian dollars there. But what's particularly intriguing is that cheeky little code there. And I've tested it out at checkout. And this code is working. So it knocks off another 50 Canadian dollars there at checkout. So again, that's a surprisingly good price. And again, once you look at the conversions of Canadian dollars to American dollars, Canadian dollars to Great British pounds and stuff, that's a really good Synology deal. If you are in Canada. If you're outside of Canada, delivery fees and more are less impressive. And there are some decent little other ones here. But of these 4, certainly the 920 is the stealer. Again, the DS1520 never gets the respect it deserves. Always makes me sad. But carrying on. Again, if you wanted to see the comparison price, that's how much the 920 Plus costs over on Amazon Canada right now. So if you wanted to see what that price difference is, for $699, that's without that 50 nicker off. It's already cheaper than it is on Amazon there, so I do recommend you check that out. And again, still applies to the lesser units as well. I don't know how long that code is going to work for. So again, I'm not trying to rush any one to market. I don't actually make any money if I was to link to Newegg. I won't lie. Again, I've mentioned in the comments, I've mentioned in other videos, I do use affiliate links on some of the articles that we utilize, but I don't have anything for Newegg, so I'm not getting anything if I was to send anyone to Newegg. So when I say that I recommend that deal, please know that I mean that personally. Now, in the UK here, I've got 3 deals to look at here. This one, website broadbandbuyer.com. You may not have heard of them much outside of the UK, but they are pretty bloody massive. And they're selling the TS453D. Ignore that price at the top. That's without tax. They're selling it for 450 nicker. That's a steal for the 453D at 4GB. It's a damn fine price there. And again, if you are working at Broadband Bar and you're watching this, you're right. I don't make any money from recommending anyone to your website, but I've got to respect a decent little price for UK buyers to get themselves a QNAP. Heading over to 2 more retailers. Again, we're looking at Synology Germany here now. In Synology Germany, you've got the SanDisk Extreme. So that's 1 TB of a very durable drive there for €89. That's an absolute bargain for a terabyte. And again, this isn't PCIe Gen 4, so you can forget PS5. But for caching, where durability is going to be, really, really important, and high-end IOPS, certainly this is a great little choice there to be going for if you're looking at an SSD upgrade on your NAS or just standalone. And finally, let's go over to box.co.uk. Again, another UK-based site. Now, again, not to mock. I mean, firstly, this is a very good deal for a 2TB drive. You can largely ignore this on the bottom here. I have no idea what's going on here. I fear they may have to change that algorithm a little bit. And maybe have a little visit there. I might plug them an email after this. But notwithstanding this nonsense here at the bottom, that is a very good deal for a 2TB Samsung 980 Pro. I do recommend you check it out. If you are looking at 980 Pros, I swear I see a different 980 Pro deal every day of the week on different retailers. But this is the first time the UK audience has had a pretty decent deal they can get their teeth into while not shopping at the big A. But this has been Black Friday deals this week. This is Wednesday. We've knocked this one out. Again, we've still got a few more days to go, and I'm sure some of the best deals will come in the next 2 days. So don't be surprised if the following deals are longer. If you're a US buyer, don't worry. We're going to be hitting a lot of US deals in the next couple of days. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Stay subscribed. Click like. I'll see you tomorrow.